This is a presentation of RVT Entertainment.
What's your name, ma'am?
Stacy.
Oh, Stacy. What do you do for a living, Stacy?
I work for a Christian publishing company.
If there's one thing I can't stand.
Listen up, slap nuts.
Sit down, dummy, I'm talking.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Oh, Wendy!
He's fat!
You f***ing numpty!
Will you laugh at that face? Shut your mouth.
The cream of the crop! Nobody does it better.
Hey, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wrestle Cast, presented by RVT Entertainment on TheBrokenInfinite.com, Podomac.com, YouTube.com, and live on RVT Entertainment's Twitch.tv channel, even if it's trying to fuck things up. Also, wherever else you may find us, find our recording. We talk about professional wrestling, both for the mainstream and the independent scene. My name is Matty Jay, and yeah, we spent about 10 minutes talking when no one could see us because of goddamn error. Thanks to Twitch. Thanks, pal. Thanks. Although there was a bit that was making me a little uncomfortable. I will explain that in a few seconds there. My name's Matty Jay. That is not TWK. He is not here. He is under the weather. Last week he had to take care of family business. This week, well, he is not here. Sick as a dog. So sick he could not make the show. That's how bad it was. And T-Up and I are the same way, that if we can't do the show, yeah, that's a thing. But I am joined with who's supposed to be in our third chair, but is now in our second chair in a sense. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, the man with a straw hat, Mr. Shen Tiger Curl.
Hello, I'm Roddy Strong. I'm a stupid git, and I beat a fatty and another bigger git to keep my title in the only way I know how, with backbreakers. Backbreaker.
Hi, Pete. How are you? Good promo this week.
Why, thank you. I mean, I'm totally not Pete Dunne. I'm that numpty Pete. I'm that numpty Roddy Strong.
Wait.
See,
Did you
this
just
is the
call
only
yourself
way
a
I know
numpty?
No, I didn't, you numpty. I'm Roddy Strong.
Pete. It's okay. You fucked that up. It's okay. You can come back to us.
Damn it all to hell.
Hey, we all have our off weeks. We all have our off. And Twitch is having an off week.
I'm not supposed to have an off week. I'm Pete Bloody Dunne.
Hey, at least you weren't wrestling on your. Hey, at least you weren't wrestling off your off day or week.
If I was wrestling on my off day, then I would be wrestling that git Roddy Strong, take that title away from him, and then beat his little girl club to death and take all their belts too.
Who would be your tag team partner?
The only person worthy enough to be Pete Dunne's partner, Pete Dunne's clown.
So one half of Mustache Mountain. Good to know. Good to know.
No, it's a clone of Pete Dunne.
Sure. Anyway, it seems we got everything going. So we spent 10 minutes talking about some video games we want to play. He was playing Asphalt 9. I was playing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which I finally picked up on Twitch. And when I was bored of that or getting frustrated at it for a bit, I was playing bits of Untitled Goose Game, and then we realized no one's talking to us. And then we realized Twitch was being a dick.
More so than usual.
But we got things going. That's good news. So T-Dub's not here, but he says hello, as he usually does. Hopefully he's in the chat room somewhere to say hi, but I'm pretty sure he is just lying down and resting, as he probably should.
He's not sick.
Well, we're going to talk about stuff that happened this week. AEW had a thing. NXT had a big thing, especially at the end of it. And by the way, Keith Lee is not a fatty. Pete, just saying.
He is your fatty, and that is the end of it.
Buddy, I'm more of a fatty than Keith Lee. Keith Lee can move. I can't.
Yes, he can move all right. Move all the way to McDonald's to get some Big Mac and some fries.
Dude, let's be honest. ZZ's more of a fatty than Keith Lee.
He's got you there, Pete.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I am wrong.
And Pete just stormed out and tried to get the Impossible Whopper from Burger King.
Good luck. I hear they sold out of that shit like that sandwich from Popeyes. Yeah, anyway.
Hey, my dad was able to get one tonight.
Oh, there you go. Anyway, so we have some Bound for Glory news. We did not watch the show, but we'll tell you what happened at the very least. We have stuff and things. And AEW had a brawl. We're going to go right into it because we may as well. AEW had a brawl. The usual things happen. But instead of just cutting to that promo that everyone else is talking about, and really this is just, AEW being AEW, you gotta poke the bear because, well, it's the Young Bucks. It's part of the gimmick. They poke the bear because, fuck it, why not? I'm gonna refer to Brian Alvarez, and of course you hear the voice of Dave Meltzer in there from Wrestling Observer Radio. I think they said it better than I could tell you how it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian and Dave, take it away, take a listen.
Tony is with Cody in mid-ring, and Cody's trying to do a promo, and Jericho and the Inner Circle are blowing off air horns into a mic and being obnoxious. Cody's trying, but they just drown him out, and finally Jericho grabs the mic and he starts yelling boo, and Cody says, listen, I know you guys bought your tickets and all, but this is not like that other company. There's no invisible wall here. I can go through these ropes right now, go up there and fight you. Jericho says, come on. There's 4 of us here, there's 1 of you. He tells him to get out of here, he's going to kick his ass.
So real quick, when they did that thing about the other company, that was one of the biggest pops on the whole show. It's like, there's a fine line because you don't want to be, you don't want to make it like too much, but I think every crowd when they go to see an AEW show, I think they want that one pop during a show where they can like, all right, they fucked WWE, they said something bad about WWE and we'll get really behind it. And those guys know it, because Jericho did it the other week and everyone, everyone knows. So it's like, again, you have to understand that's, some people won't like it, but it gets a huge pop. So anyway, this segment ended up being pretty good too.
Cody starts heading up. Jericho calls him an entitled millennial little bitch. So Dustin then comes out. Now it's 4-on-2. Jericho says, hey, it's 4-on-2. Come on up here, you cowards. MJF comes out next. Jericho says, I'm supposed to be afraid of a guy wearing a scarf. It's 4-on-3. Take your chances or get the hell out of here.
Everyone loved that scarf line. That was so great.
And then out comes Diamond Dallas Page. So it's now 4-on-4. Now, I don't like to make these comparisons here because people get mad. But if this was WWE, I'll tell you exactly what would have happened. The baby faces would have started a fair fight and they would have got their asses kicked. I guarantee it.
Bayley would have gotten pinned in her hometown, then Charlotte would have gotten pinned in her hometown, then Sasha Banks would have gotten pinned in their hometown, and then they would go back to the hometown and they wouldn't be as over and they wouldn't understand why.
So we got a 4-on-4 here. They head up there. Jericho and his crew are like, we got to get out of here now. It's 4-on-4 because they're heel cowards. They go hide in this room. They lock the door.
Their tough guy was in Connecticut.
Cody takes the scarf off of MJF. He punches through the glass door. They start going after the heels. Big brawl breaks out in the mezzanine. All the security guys come to break it up. The babyface are just beating their ass. And it ends with Chris Jericho on his knees, weeping, holding his ticket, saying, "I bought a ticket." This was awesome.
It was really good. It was really good. It was a really good skit, you know. So yeah.
Jericho's out there. He talked a bunch of shit. He acted all cocky. The baby faces called him on his bullshit, and they beat their asses, and then Jericho cried about it. That's how you do a heel.
That's how you do a heel. Could not have said it better myself. You know, Shen, I'm going to tell you right now. I shared a couple of tweets with Aaron, good brother Aaron from the monastery, and of course on Wednesdays when we were able to do the tabletop RPG gimmick. MJF is right now is my heel of the year. If Chris Jericho keeps going on this streak of just excellent promos and moments, he's gonna make it a tight race for heel of the year.
I know, Matty Jay. I'm just saying that what's his name, MJF. He needs to do more. And I'm Dave Meltzer, by the way.
I knew that would bring that up.
I'm serious. If you took a shot every time Dave Meltzer stutters or flubs a line, you would be dead from alcohol poisoning 3 times.
Yeah, he is an excellent writer and a good journalist. Not a good best radio personalities. Consider he's been doing the gimmick for Wrestling Observer. He's been helping out with live audio wrestling before it turned into Sunday night's main event. You know, because reasons and fuck Anthem.
Indeed.
But he still stutters and ahs and ahs. I'm like,
Yep. But to your point, I'm
yes, to the original point of the thing. Yes.
I'm with you on that regard. I mean, before AEW Dynamite, I was just going to have MJF as my heel of the year. But but Dynamite has just been a showcase for just showing you what Chris Jericho is all about and why he is the GOAT.
Showing why he is the guy, the top guy. Why he is the main event. Le champion.
Le champion. They made the correct decision of putting that belt on Chris Jericho.
Anyway, so AEW happened. We now know who are in the finals for the tag team championships. It's Lucha Brothers taking on Sky and Kazarian SCU. We know Britt Baker was put over in her hometown in a very nice way, and she looked very nice in her black and gold and silver gimmick.
What's this? A wrestler actually winning a match in their hometown?
Ah! Shock! Horror! Run! Run! Ross said it best! Run away! Run away! The end is nigh! The end is nigh! Fucking run away! The end is nigh! Nigh!
We are all gonna die!
Future! Future! What can I tell you? Before we continue, well, actually, we could finish up with AEW before we get to NXT. We got to talk about the Impact here, which that happened. Let's see. Main event had Jon Moxley versus Pac go to a time limit draw, TV time limit draw,
and they just showed the what happened after that. They went off the air on extended.
Yeah, they Kenny Omega. Someone cut a promo. I do know that.
Yeah. While Moxley was in the ring, bitching about the time limit draw, he got Pearl Harbored by Pac. Pac went to get a steel chair, wrapped it around his neck, and surprise, surprise, Kenny Omega came out with.
He came out with a thing.
Yep, they faced on against each other. Pac got back in the ring. They beat the shit out of Pac. Pac ran like a scalded dog, only to run into Hangman.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, that's a thing that's about to happen again.
Yep, at Full Gear, Hangman Page versus the bastard Pac.
It's Pac, actually.
Pac.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, that happened. The Young Bucks accepted the challenge for LAX, so that's going to happen in Full Gear as well. That card is looking stacked.
Depending on how this goes, this might be in contention for pay-per-view of the year.
You know, you may not be that far off.
Yes, indeed.
It might steal it. So, before we continue with the NXT side of things, actually, we'll cover that in the third segment, actually, because there's something really big that fucking happened there, folks. Let us talk about some news, and let us talk about Impact Wrestling. We didn't watch it, so we can't give you a full review. There was a Eddie Edwards won by this ought to be fucking fun. The Bound for Glory Gauntlet match winner gets the championship of the shot either any championship of their choice. It turned out to be Eddie Edwards, last eliminating Mahabali Shera.
I remember that.
Remember what?
I remember Eddie Edwards eliminating Mahabali, Hassan Pfeffer, and frankincense.
You know, normally T-Dub and I get pissed about that, but it's been a while since I've been on Rift Down, or I'm the Rift Zone now, because I can't watch shit, because no one puts the damn thing in there. Anyway, the order of people that came in: Eddie Edwards, Adam Thornstowe, Lester the Legend, Cousin Jake, Rohit Raju, Joey Ryan, Jessica Havoc, Rosemary, good to see her in action, Madman Fulton, Cody Deaner, Johnny Swinger, he's still around, damn, Jordan Grace, nice, Swoggle, I need to watch this show now, Kira Hogan, Raj Singh, Tommy Dreamer, Kylie Ray, well that's where she wound up, Fala Ba, he's still around, Sabu, he's still alive, and the aforementioned Mahabali Shera.
Sounds nuts.
Sounds like something we both need to watch now. Next up was Taya Valkyrie defeating Tennille Dashwood for the Knockouts Championship, 11:50. By the way, the gauntlet for the gold went to 30 minutes. The North, Ethan Page and Josh Alexander, nice name. They defeated Rich Swann, Willie Mack. That's where he is. And Rhino and Rob Van Dam to retain, there was a triple threat to retain the Impact World titles, or World Tag titles, 14-20.
Oh, the North. Oh, you mean Canadian Lanny Pator and Canadian Rick Steiner.
You trying to insult my boys, Ethan Page and Josh Alexander?
Tell me Ethan Page does not look like a fitter Lanny Pator.
You know what? Fair point. And Willie Mack's still with Impact. That's cool. And nice to see the walking weapon, Josh Alexander, in there. Next, Marufuji. Good work on the graphics. I saw that botch, folks. Took on Big Douche, Michael Elgin.
Big Douche lost.
No, he won.
Oh, my mistake.
Elgin won. Ace Austin defeated Jake Christ, Tessa Blanchard, Doc on AC Romero in an intergender ladder match for the Impact X Division Championship. Went 17:40. I saw the one spot where AC Romero fucking died. taking that fucking bump. Damn.
Yes, good on Dollar Store Pete Dunne for winning.
You know what? At least he fair enough. Moose defeated Ken Shamrock in 10:35. Yes, that is a thing that actually fucking happened. Ken Shamrock 2019. Why? Because Ken Shamrock is fucking crazy. And in the main event, Brian Cage defeated Sami Callihan no DQ for the World Heavyweight title, went 1650. Almost stopped my mic there. No reviews in that particular case. We can't review because we have not watched these matches, but based on what happened, I am interested, especially that Pound for Glow gauntlet. That's a thing that I want to see.
They'll probably have it on their YouTube channel. Or at least bits of it.
Well, it'd be on Fight, I think. The Fight app. Anyway.
I don't have the Fight app.
I do. That's how I watch all AEW. Or at least the pay-per-views.
I gotcha.
Aha. That being said, more news. Well, I got the ratings up here. We have the AEW NXT ratings. They're both under 1 million. AEW won. It was 963, so they're just under the 1 million mark. With NXT, 698,000 viewers. That sucks, man. Hopefully, the thing that happened that we're going to talk about, hopefully the Finn Balor thing is going to jack up the ratings just a little bit. Hopefully.
It better.
That said, usually I refer to T-Dub for the news, but do you have some? I know you want to talk about a couple of things.
Yes, in fact, first and foremost, as everyone knows tonight, Jake Hager, formerly Jack Swagger, had another match at Bellator.
This is relevant because we knew that members of the Inner Circle were going to show up and back up their boy.
Namely Santana, Ortiz, and Sammy Guevara. And said match ended in a no contest.
Basically, well, I'll let you explain that.
According to the from mandatory.com, it said that Hager had him pushed up against the cage and then hit him with several knee strikes. One of them was an accidental low blow. Match was stopped, but the other guy could continue. They fought again, and once again he accidentally kneed him in the groin. This time the guy couldn't continue, so the match was ruled a no contest, as the ref deemed it to be accidental low blows. So
I'm kind of thinking the bookers were hoping to have they were kind of hoping for a win for Jake Hager to keep up that MMA badass thing, and obviously that did not happen.
He's still technically undefeated.
So he could still do that, but ouch. Yep. So,
and let's see.
Xavier Woods fucked up his ankle or his Achilles tendon. He's out for almost a year, which sucks.
Yep, the New Day are 2/3 down, or 1/3 down.
1/3 down. There's 2/3 left.
Yes. Once again, Seth Rollins proved that he is a complete and utter dumbass.
Uh-huh.
In an interview, he once again tried to defend the shitty ending to what is currently my worst match of the year, his match against The Fiend at Hell in a Cell.
Look, he doesn't have to defend it. I get what they were trying to go for. They like the idea of he's so scared, but he's like the idea of he is so scared, but Seth just wants to make sure, double tap, so big fucking hammer. End of the day, they fucked it up. Seth only keeps pouring gasoline in the fire by doing that.
Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse.
But wait, it gets better.
Yeah, he had the nerve to bring up The Undertaker and Mick Foley, saying that they themselves would have wanted to end their match early too.
This is apples oranges, man. This is literally 1998 versus 2019. Literally 21 years between. And between two old school people, they'd murder you for stopping that match mid thing. It'd be murder. People would actually die in 98 to keep that match going.
Take her into that match with a broken fucking foot.
Speaking of woods, yeah.
Yes. So to suggest that those two would have stopped the match for some kayfabe reasons is very insulting to both Mick Foley and Mark Howard.
And yes, that first fall was indeed kayfabe. That was part of the... That was, yeah. Second one, though? No. First one? Yep.
Indeed. Very much indeed. See, what they did wrong with this Hell in a Cell match was they've been booking it in reverse.
Yeah. And no, you know what it is? They booked themselves into a corner. They have a hot thing as a holy hot damn, let's put it in the main event. But we need to build them up more, and we want to keep Seth Rollins. Hot damn, that's good shit. And then Hell in the Cell happened. I'm like, oh god damn it, how the fuck do we bug our way out of it? Fuck it, let's kill both of them. No contest, that son of a bitch. But it's Hell in a Cell. Fuck it, book it.
You see, if they had done, this is what they should have done. They should have had a regular ass match.
Yeah.
Between Seth and the Fiend, that got too crazy to call a winner because, well, the Fiend was channeling his inner Jason Voorhees.
Oh, he was basically being the Fiend. Let's just call it what it is.
Exactly. Then you escalate that up to like a no falls count anywhere, or no DQ, or anything goes, or a street fight, or what have you.
Yeah, they booked it in reverse. They got the big fuck off ending, and then right now the falls count anywhere is going to happen at Saudi money, fuck you, money, fuck you.
Yes,
and Crown Jewel 4, aka fuck, Saudi fuck money. Solomon Monster calls it Saudi blood money 4. I just call it Saudi fuck money, as in fuck them. Anyway, and by the way, in case you're wondering, aren't you going to do a preview of Crown Jewel? Fuck you.
Why do a preview of something you're not gonna watch?
D-Dub ain't watching it. You could throw in all the celebrities and all the calamity and everything else, and it's not going to matter to me. It's Saudi fuck money. It's a glorified house show that dressed up as WrestleMania Junior.
You could. Hell, they could bring back the corpse of Big Van Vader to fight the corpse of Andre the Giant, and I still wouldn't watch that shit.
Look, we all watched the first one, the Greatest Royal Rumble. It had a decent set, and it had one of the greatest botches of all goddamn time with Titus O'Neil. But it was a fucking house show.
Crown Jewel last year happened on my birthday, and we know how that happened.
So you got Shane O'Mac for your birthday.
Yes, I did, Shane O'Mac. And they still did not pull the trigger on Braun fucking Strowman, and now look at him.
Do we have to? Moving on. Anyway, I'm not going to care for Crown Jewel, and neither should you. I mean, if you want Noisemaker, fine, but I don't have the network. Easy Rider turned off his network subscription shortly after SummerSlam, not giving a fuck.
I mean, why would you? I mean, the two biggest and most promoted matches on that fucking card involve a guy who is only known for just being able to move very well, a boxer who has never had a professional wrestling match, a guy who we can't even call a part-timer because he got a world title match for doing jack all, and the Phantom Champion Brock Lesnar.
So, boxer, a mixed martial artist with a legitimate win over Brock Lesnar. And that's it. That's all they got. Braun's gonna get punched out by the boxer because the boxer is the celebrity. Brock's gonna retain because he's Brock fucking Lesnar, or it's gonna be Cain Velasquez. Either way, the title's still fucking dead.
And don't get me wrong, I got nothing against celebrity matches because we've had some good celebrity matches.
And if either of those matches happen at a legit WrestleMania, you'd have some intrigue. Because Cain Velasquez does have a couple of wrestling matches in him. Problem is, he only has the 2 matches. That's it.
And he hasn't even had a single match in WWE, but yet he's getting a world title shot.
No offense to Cain Velasquez. Well, I hope the match goes well enough that he is brought to a WrestleMania, because if he, does well enough, he deserves it. But same time, thanks, Fox. Shrug. That's all I can say there. Anyway, let's move on here.
Yeah. Let's see. What else do I? Oh, and Jim Ross replied to Seth Rollins.
Oh yes. Back to the dick hole of the week.
In his reply, Jim Ross said, and I quote, "Seth Rollins wishes he was as over as his girlfriend."
Ooh. That is cutting, Mr. Ross. Cutting.
That is as spicy as his barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Let me see here. I need a Master Roshi button for this. Because, hey, Seth?
Gonna need a sensu for that one.
Anyway, so I watched Raw this week. I know I shouldn't. I'm probably going to split my time between video games and Raw. Again. So, about that Raw. Here's how bad Seth Rollins' stock has fallen with the fans. If this happened at SummerSlam, Humberto Carrillo would have had some work to do. But at the very least, he'd be over. He'd be put over as out. This is going to be a medium-sized deal in the mid-card. Kind of like what Roman Reigns did to, and Bryan did to Buddy Murphy, in a sense. But the crowd did not want Seth Rollins. You damaged goods, lady. Otherwise, all the multi-seg matches were awesome this week. They were good.
I'll take your word for it.
They're worth cherry-picking if you choose to do so. Let's put it that way.
I shall keep that in mind, but I'm still...
You don't need to watch Raw, believe me. That number keeps dwindling week by week, and they wonder why they can't keep us. Shit. That's what it is. And no Vince, it's not good. All right. That's my bit. That's my bit.
Yes. Let's see. Another bit of news. It seems the WWE was attempting to re-sign none other than Carlito back to the WWE.
Okay. I'm taking that with a grain of salt. Simply because, wait, you're trying to re-sign him now instead of like a few years ago when he could have been still good for you guys? Strange. Just saying, that's strange.
Well, considering their decisions of late, not so much. I mean,
Very true.
Despite how soured he was on the WWE, or still is, I don't really know. He was still a very popular and over actor.
Yeah. But he'd be a nostalgia act now, wouldn't he, at this point? And we're trying to, no, not anymore, please. No more. No mas.
I haven't seen Carlito. I don't know how he looks or how well he can perform in the ring. So
I would assume the way he looked when he inducted his dad into a Hall of Fame, probably a thicker beard by now.
But what is Carlito? How old is Carlito anyway?
I'm like defending his 40s. Let's do a little bit of quick of the Googling here.
He's 40.
There you go. Yeah, 1979. He is aged 40.
Yep. So he's not. He wouldn't. He's not. He would be old enough to be seen as a veteran, but not so old as to be seen as like a nostalgia act or whatever.
Still something to offer, I think, would be the yeah. I would assume it'd be something like that.
A lot of the guys on the WWE roster are either at or over.
Yeah.
Like Randy's 40. Joe is definitely 40. Shinsuke, I think, is nearing 40.
If he's not at least 41 or 42, at my guess. By the way, yeah, I know. For the folks listening at home,
Google that fucker.
Yeah.
You should always just Google that fucker.
Done and done. Okay.
Indeed.
Which ironic, Easy Riders Watch is live tweeting the that particular Joe Bob Briggs. He's on the Shutter app. He does things every once in a while, doing the old drive-in gimmick. So he's live watching that. Apparently, they're watching Halloween, the first Halloween, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, classic.
Classic.
Put John Carpenter on the map.
Joe Bob Halloween, so we don't know what they're watching yet.
Okay. And I think that is... one more thing. Apparently, Matt Sydal is returning to Evolve.
Ooh.
Under his WWE name, Evan Bourne.
He's signing with the Fed, or they're using that to get his the stock up for Evolve. I don't know what they're doing, but I sense considering how Evolve has turned into a kind of feeder system for NXT. Call it a gut feeling. That's all I'm going to say there. Anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to talk about the Finn Balor situation in a few minutes. Before we do, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your emails and comments of the week. You can send them out to WrestleCast@gmail.com. Before we continue, usually after I read the emails and comments, we go to a break where we play some funny commercials, and of course you hear Chet Cheddarfield, sorry. My brain is fucking up lately. But Chet Cheddarfield, and then you hear some funny commercials. You'll still hear one, but before we do, for those who tune in to us on Sundays for Toka Riffs Live, Twitch, despite its fuck-ups this evening, has done us a solid. We actually control the way we run ads on our Twitch channel, since this particular channel is an affiliated or a partner thing. I don't know how this works, but we're able to play ads and make money off them, or at least this channel is. And essentially, when we go to break, you'll hear Chet Cheddarfield. You'll hear the thing, and then promotional consideration, Lord Al Hayes, that stuff, and then for those listening to the VOD or watching the VOD or the audio version, you'll hear some music and then a thing. For the Twitch audience, if you don't have like the Twitch Prime, which by the way, if you can subscribe to us, using Twitch Prime. If you subscribe to us, you'll just see our blank. You'll probably see the same thing we're seeing right now. Otherwise, you'll see us. I'll play about a minute of that break. You go up to 3, but we don't need the 3. And we'll be back. We'll do the Seg 3 stuff. That's how it works. So don't go too far. For those who are not subscribed to us, you'll see a couple of ads play. Don't worry. We shall return. And you're not missing anything. In fact, you'll just if you subscribe, you'll probably see a card with some music playing. And an extra ad just in case something happens and you need to refresh or whatever. That's at least how I believe would work. Don't worry, it is supporting us in this case. So that being said, oh dang, I just realized TW's this is probably the reason why TW said new, because he'd have to scream French otaku, and that's a thing. But that being said, he does say, hello, WrestleCasters. This will be a short one since I haven't seen AEW Dynamite. And Mike Shaw, the ads are not a bad thing. That's a good thing. Ding!
Yeah.
This will be a short one since French Otaku, since I haven't seen AEW Dynamite yet. I will do on Saturday. But I did watch the pay-per-view and hear on my thoughts. Impact, Bound for Glory 2019 saw it. It was an enjoyable for the most part, with some shockers. RVD heel turn, Ace Austin screwing Tessa and winning the X Division title, and nearly all titles being successfully defended. Not the best pay-per-view to date, but still a good watch at least one time. 3 out of 5 of the rating. NXT, it was a fun show overall. I don't remember much outside of Ripley, Belair, and the 3-way for the North American title stealing the show. But the heel turn by Finn Balor, holy shit! When he said his future will be his past, it's time for Prince Devitt to rise again. And now my preview of WWE Crown Jewel. Fuck this pay-per-view. That is all. Well said. Winners, Ace Austin for being the new X Division champion at Bound for Glory 2019. What's next for him? Maybe a feud with Eddie Edwards. Who knows? Callahan versus Cage for Bound for Glory, which was brutal. Sad that Semi didn't win, but hey, we can't expect anything. Finn Balor for the heel turn. Did not see that coming. I'm curious to see how it'll end up. Losers, Xavier Woods out with a torn Achilles, meaning he's out for the rest of the year and will certainly miss WrestleMania. Godspeed to you, bro. The fans at Raw for their what chance? So bad that Fox called them out on their BS. Had, quote, dear at WWE Universe, can we stop the what chance? It's no longer 2001. XOXO, WWE on Fox. Fox? You just initiated the Barbra Streisand effect. I'm going to stop right there. That's what it is. That's the proper... Do you want more what chance? Because that's how you get more what chance.
Dear Fox executives, no. Sincerely, the WWE Universe.
No. You know that's how you do it? Dear WWE on Fox. What? Side the WWE Universe. That's how you do it.
Better.
Seriously, it's like, why would you... Look, we get it. You're trying to mitigate things that are unsavory, but here's the thing. You want to do how you negate something unsavory? Tell Vince to produce his show better. Tell him to cut the shit or get the fuck out.
Only one person has ever been successful at killing what? And he is a small bearded vegan from Washington. You don't look like a small bearded vegan from Washington, do you, Fox?
Actually, 2 people. Daniel Bryan and The Undertaker. He had a good just like comeback for that.
My mistake.
There are 2. Daniel Bryan's one of them too. Don't get me wrong. Not a mistake. You should know one of them. There's 2. There are 2. We saw people chanting it at Angelo Dawkins as he said goodbye to NXT, and now to a Hall of Famer on Raw. That's not a good sign of rebellion. It's a sign of disrespect. Now back to Raw. That's the rest of the tweet from Fox there. Again, blow us. We're fans. And you just initiated the Barbara Streisand effect. Oh, and for those wondering, what did Undertaker say to control that crowd? Say what if you sleep with your sister? What? What? Oh, WWE 2K20. This is where I'm missing. I miss T-Dub this week. He would have had a field day with us. WWE 2K20. To sum up, it's a giant mess filled with bugs. Saw the images. Becky Lynch was pretty much R&O from Assassin's Creed Unity on day one. Eyes and teeth with no face. And I feel bad for those who've bought the collector's edition. Way to go, 2K or WWE. Oh, it's 2K in this case. Believe me, if you tune into the monastery, one, check your sensitivities at the door and bring booze if you can. And two, we're bringing that fucker up, believe you me. Oh, yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Oh, oh, good Lord. Yes. For releasing the game too soon, he says. Yeah, we'll call it too soon. Anything related to WWE Crown Jewel, won't see it, don't care, especially Lesnar, Velasquez, and Strowman Fury. Then again, I refuse to watch it since the beginning. That's it for this week. See you next time. And for those wondering if those are unfortunate to watch Crown Jewel, I feel bad for you. Yes, we do. There are people who are paid to actually watch that. And until that day, you ain't making me watch that. That being said, those are your emails and comments of the week. You can send them at the WrestleCast@gmail.com. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you in a bit. We're going to talk about the Finn Balor thing when we come back. Do not go far.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
And now a word from our sponsors.
There's an epidemic affecting thousands of young Canadians, a condition scientists are calling the munchies. I'm World Wrestling Federation superstar Chris Jericho, and I've joined forces with Taco Bell to fight this hunger. You can join our tag team. By making a donation of only $3.99, you'll receive 3 Taco Supremes and a drink. Act now, and together we can help young people, like Todd, pummel the munchies.
When your life comes to a crossroads, the only way to find a path to take is to revisit the ones you've walked before. How did you get here? Did your footsteps leave the world in a better place? Or did your missteps leave the world covered in darkness, egos, mistakes, eras? Retrace your steps to find your heart. I have. Next week, my future will be my past.
Back here on the Wrestle Cast, presented by RBT Entertainment on the Infinite.com, Bottomman.com, iTunes, podcasting places. I fucked up because we're on YouTube, and YouTube, iTunes, no more. Still a Matty Jay, still the Shin Tire Girl person. And yeah, Return on the Mac. Why not? Prince, the real rock and roller, is back. He has returned.
The real rock and roller.
Prince fucking Devitt. Had the guns thing and everything. This? I don't know. This might get some people to turn on NXT on USA again.
Yep.
This may do it.
Because a lot of people are so used to happy-go-lucky Finn, smiling Finn, everybody's friend Finn. Nobody is ready for Prince Devitt. At least nobody who hasn't been watching New Japan.
And the best part is those who have been watching New Japan know who Finn Balor is. You see that newfangled book club? You had that T-shirt and you got that too sweet and that whoop whoop. It's like that. He started the fucker. He started the damn Bullet Club. We're talking about Finn Balor. We're talking Prince Devitt. We're talking about Bad Luck Fale. We're talking about Bad Boy Tama Tonga. And we're talking Carl Anderson.
The original quartet. The real OC.
Yeah. Not AJ Styles. He replaced Finn Balor, but he wasn't part of the original. No. There's an original 4, folks. Y'all looking at them.
Yep, literally the Hogan, Hall, and Nash of the Bullet Club.
Yep.
Except not as racist.
That goes without saying, of course.
But that was a masterful heel turn. One of the best in years.
Ooh. Because this was foretold. This was foreshadowed. Though you didn't know what was the foreshadowing for. You just knew my future will be my past. And then, wha-pow! Because a little bit of context, Real Neat Puro did a video before, of course, YouTube decided to be a dick. Or TV Asahi, take your pick. We picked both in this case. But Prince Devitt, he was a smiley baby face in New Japan. How did he do it? He'd won the trophies, he's won the belts, but he wanted to be a heavyweight. He wanted to move up. More than likely, either or didn't want the company didn't want him to do it, and then they did it. And they had a match with the champion at the time. He did good, and then they wanted to move him up, but they didn't want to move him up. But so he decided, fuck it, Bullet Club. That's the short version, but there you go.
Turning on his longtime tag partner, Ryusuke Taguchi.
Apollo 55, right?
Yes.
So for those wondering, was he dead nuts then? Well, yeah, technically, but he was still more serious, and then that happened.
But yeah, now the question comes: what's next for the real rock and roll?
That is a very good question, and I do not know. And honestly, I might channel flip on Wednesday. I'm not gonna lie.
I've been channel flipping since the damn war started.
I might dual screen the bitch. AEW on the big screen, small screen for NXT, and then when Finn Balor shows up, click. I want to hear you. I am unmuting you.
But I've been hearing a lot of scuttlebutt from some folks that think that Finn might try to form his own little group.
You know, part of me thinking, fuck it, let's just do the club again. But this time the club don't give a fuck about Raw or SmackDown or shit. We're helping out our buddy.
Or an interesting angle. How about Finn was able to get Anderson and Gallows away from AJ Styles?
That's long-term booking. That's deep into the turn, obviously.
I know it's a possibility.
It is a possibility. There are stories to tell, is what Shin is trying to say there.
And who would feud with the real rock and roller? Either.
Well, obviously the first one is Gargano, but after that,
There's so much you could do with heel Finn. I just don't know where to start.
I'd say once he's healthy again, definitely Velveteen Dream. Which, by the way, the reason why he was written off was because he has a bad back. So that injury, that beatdown was to actually say write him off TV for about a couple of months, so his back recovers. Kushida, once he heals up, that'll be another possibility. Pete Dunne, because Finn Balor versus Pete Dunne, please.
True.
He's just there. Volta, no, he's a heel too. Damn.
Keith Lee.
Although Keith Lee versus Walter.
I don't think we're ready for that.
I think we were off air. We were bringing up the fact that we could have Yano of the possibility of, like, if New Japan were to work with AEW, though, if you go by what they're doing with the States now, I don't know if it's going to be possible, but Yano versus Orange Cassidy. And I had the same exact reaction. I don't think the world is ready for that.
Ooh.
Oh.
Finn Balor versus Matt Riddle.
Shut the fuck up and take my money. If that is takeover at WrestleMania worthy. That's how good it is.
They won't just steal the show; they'll steal the fucking year if they do that.
Yeah, if given enough proper time and they gel together, they may very well do that.
They gave Matt Riddle versus Roddy Strong time, and it's still up there as one of my matches of the year. They damn sure will give Finn and Matt some time if they put it on a takeover. Because remember, this is NXT we're talking about. We're not talking about the quote-unquote main roster.
Yeah, this is... I'm trying to think of other matches that could Finn Balor versus Adam Cole. I know they're both heels, but goddamn, I'll pay for that.
For leadership of the Undisputed Era, maybe?
That's an angle you could go with. That everything's on the table. Because the visual was the UE throwing up their hand signs,
and Finn didn't.
He just did the double pistol Finn like the real rock and roller. So there is possibilities here.
Wait a tick. Okay, how about this? Okay. All right, since we know that.
By the way, welcome back to the Wrestle Cast, where we gush about Finn Balor against anybody on NXT. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we know that. We know that the Undisputed Era is made up of guys from ROH.
Yeah.
What if Finn decided to do his own group, but not with guys from New Japan?
All right, let's see. That would make it Finn. Kushida's a New Japan guy, though he's been primarily babyface. That's a tough sell. Though in NXT, that could work. No, that would fuck up his character. Adam Cole, but that was more of a cup of coffee thing. Yeah, with Ring of Honor there.
It's they could work it out as just sort of a pride thing. Like they could start a feud like we know where you're from and we're better than where you're from. We're Ring of Honor gave us CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Samoa Joe. What have you guys brought?
You're thinking Shinsuke Nakamura. That
Certainly
is a
be
tough
lot better.
sell.
Would certainly be a lot better than what he's been doing.
I think it'd be a tough sell for Vince to give up on, but he's Intercontinental Champion. He's not doing much. Finn and Shinsuke. Okay.
Trying to think.
So the only three I could think of are that were full time in New Japan were Finn, Kushida, Shinsuke.
I know there's somebody else. I just can't think of him right now.
Well, I was gonna say Kenta, but he fucked off at the right time, didn't he?
Yeah, he's gone and doing great for himself in New Japan.
Oh yeah, never open weight champion, one of the best TL reactions in the company. Yeah, he good.
And he's about to have an absolute war with fucking Tomohiro Ishii for the never open weight title. So
shut the fuck up and take my fucking money on that, by the way. Just saying.
Indeed. But
let me see here. List of current NXT peoples. Forgotten Sons, Rhea Ripley, Matt Riddle. ACH, though that was more a Ring of Honor. Got the list here. Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly. No, well they had a cup of coffee in there. TK40, though one of them got their release.
Right.
There's Finn. Finsuke Nakabalor. Oh, God, Mike Show.
That is going to be their team name. I have settled on it. The possibilities, man. The possibilities. It's and what's even more notable, we still haven't booked a War Games yet.
And that is coming up. By the way, that is on the schedule.
But
I'm looking. No, actually, the only two are Adam Cole and Kushida. I mean, you could count Red Dragon in there, but that's a tough sell.
They both did wrestle for the never open weight title against Shibata.
They did.
And wrestling against Shibata is enough to make you sort of a New Japan alum. So
it's sort of, but if we're talking full time, we know you from that. Tough one. You'd have to hire some people, and I mean, really, you would need the OC in there when you think about it.
Yeah, I was just about to say that
Gallows and Anderson are. I'm pretty. I think a few months ago they're probably we'll hang out on NXT. We'll fart around. We'll hang out with our broski Finn Balor, but AJ Styles, who's really looking to limit his schedule, and NXT might become a traveling thing in 2019.
Nah, I can see them I can see them breaking away from AJ.
Yeah.
At this point, he really doesn't need the OC.
And it could be a case of AJ looks at his boys and he looks back at Finn and said, "There's this one scene where they throw up the two sweets," and he goes, "I got things checked up on Raw up here. Go help out Finn. He needs your help."
Or better yet, Finn comes out on Raw, to the OC. They call for the too sweet. He starts to give him the too sweet, but then his hand suddenly morphs into a gun pointed right at AJ. And Gallows and Anderson put the boots to.
See, the only thing is, Finn's pretty much NXT.
Well, that doesn't limit anyone from going from one brand to another.
If you're they're hard stop on the wild card route. That's not happening unless they're the women's tag team champions here. I know. I'm just I'm throwing. I could see it happening as like a cameo thing, but and to try to get people to watch NXT, that could be a good hook. But as a permanent thing, you'd fuck it up. Keep it on NXT. It has a better chance of succeeding.
Yeah, that's true. It's hard to really say at this point.
Yeah, everything is on the table at this point. We're just throwing ideas out there just for the sake of throwing ideas out there.
Just tell you how amazing this heel turn is, that it's just Finn Balor, but there's just so much possibility to it now that he's a heel.
It could be a solo run with him just doing the solo thing with the guns, the real rock and roll at his back. That alone is intriguing enough. Hell, we got Finn Balor versus Johnny Gargano as like the first feud, based on that heel turn, on that Pele kick.
And you already know they're gonna burn it down. And I'm not talking about you, Seth Rollins. No one's talking about you. Go suckle.
They're gonna tear the house down. Let's not put over Seth Rollins more than we need to here.
Yep, it's the potential is just off the charts right now.
Mm-hmm. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've gone on long enough.
Indeed, we have.
Indeed, we have. Unless you have anything else, and we don't have too much else to talk about. Yeah, New Japan keeps being awesome.
Goes without saying.
Yeah, actually, I wanted your thoughts on this. I was hoping to get Tito's thoughts on this. Suzuki versus Liger.
I wasn't able to watch it. I might watch it this weekend. I know it's good. I know it's good. I just haven't had the time. I'll definitely watch it this weekend. I've got nothing to do but prepare.
I'd say Minoru versus Liger, and then the last 3 or 4 matches, starting with the junior heavyweight title. Excellent matches from then on.
Not surprised at all.
It sucks that the Monsoon fucked over Jon Moxley and Zack Sabre Jr., but they still pull out an excellent card of professional wrestling. That's going to bring us to... Go ahead, sorry.
I'm not going to fault New Japan for taking the title away from Moxley. It's the
this
rules.
was part of their kayfabe rules, and they gotta keep them going. So, though Lance Archer as U.S. champ, good call.
After what he did in the G1, he is more than proven.
This was an excellent plan B.
Yeah. United States champion. You know what that means? Everybody dies.
Everybody dies. Hell, if Lance Archer don't keep the belt till Wrestle Kingdom, everybody dies.
Everybody dies. Always. Everybody dies.
Oh, my shell. Either the women's tag champs or the European Intercontinental Hardcore 27-20-48 Universal Heavyweight 24/7 Championship. Damn it, R-Truth! Get out of Mike Shell's computer.
Good old Truth.
Yeah. All right, let's do winners and losers. Shit, I know you usually have a D-Cell Battery Award somewhere in there, but I don't know. This week did not exactly present outside of Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia, but we've been taking a shit out of them every time they come around. But do you have a D-Cell in there?
Of course I do. Just Seth frickin' Rollins.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You can't do social media. What? Just shut the fuck up, man. Just shut the fuck up. I'm serious. Just every time you open your mouth, it's like diarrhea comes out of your mouth. You just make everything shittier. It don't make it better. It's bad enough you tried to defend that craptastic match you had with the Fiend, but then you had to drag poor Mick Foley and the Undertaker in it. I mean, look, when Mick Foley was doing his one-man show last year, he talked about the Hell in a Cell match. He got this. He always has this twinkle in his eye, like he talks about it with such nostalgia, even though it's a match that shortened his career by at least a decade.
But it also made his career, ironically
exactly.
enough.
He talks about it so fondly. Like he is well aware of his limitations. He does not have the physique of a Lex Luger. He does not have the raw athleticism of a Shawn Michaels. He does not have the size of an Undertaker. He does not have the technical ability of a Bret the Hitman Hart. And yet he put on quite possibly the most famous match in professional wrestling history, and that's something he is very proud of. Now, for Seth to suggest that either he or Mark Calloway would just quit in the middle of that match, that's just a slap in the face to them. And Seth, just again, I reiterate, shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up, please. Shut the fuck up. And now as for my losers, Crown Jewel easily, because fuck them.
Yeah, that makes sense. I got two. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
My last loser is the guy who held Gamer Thumbs TV YouTube channel hostage for 2 weeks.
What? Is it one of those he locked it because he wants some fucking money again?
No. The thing, according to Gamer Thumbs, the guy who runs the channel, some Russian company wanted to sponsor him. He said no because their products looked a little shady. Turns out it was some malware in the email that they sent him. They got into his YouTube account, locked him out of his, and they said they wouldn't give his channel back unless they gave him like a bunch of bitcoins and shit.
Folks, on the internet, if it's too good to be true, it usually is.
Yep, I mean it's not the first time he's ever been had sponsors approach him, but
you know what's crazy? I think I remember seeing that in a spam folder the other day.
Good.
I ignored that shit.
Yep. But thankfully, this week he got his channel back, and and in a video he said, to the people who held my channel hostage, you fuck with the wrong person. And he said that he opened an official FBI investigation into these people. But yeah.
Well, Russians. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. So, those are my losers.
All right, for me, I got two. I got them right here. The first one, that Raw crowd. Cleveland. Those multi-segment matches were great. I mean, Seth Rollins, forgiven. Fair enough. They lost you on that. Where the hell were you guys for the rest of the back half of the show? I get it. It's Monday. You're kind of tired. It happens, but most crowd given excellent matches like that, they'd wake the fuck up. Where were you? And of course, WWE 2K20. Oh, I shared a meme earlier, and it's scarily accurate there.
I saw it.
You saw it. Yeah, the Jeff Hardy meme. For those wondering, the meme from earlier in the millennium, so to speak. And I said, I hope WB 2K20 isn't that fucked up. Cut to a picture of Victory Road, Jeff Hardy, with the caption, WWE 2K20. That one. For those, he wasn't on illegal drugs. He was on actual legal drugs, but too much of them. Or enough to knock him the fuck out. To make him unable to wrestle. At all.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and I think about it now. You know what's fucked up there, Shin?
What?
Jeff Hardy in that picture is less fucked up than 2K20.
Oh my God, you were totally right.
It was actually coherent enough to actually make his way to a ring. I've seen some of the footage, and actually the Mike rear mode, yeah, it's got a case of the sequelitis, but it hooks you. But them glitches, them goddamn glitches, Jesus. Let's do winners.
Oh, we got a lot of winners. A lot of winners. AEW as a whole, because come on, the content this week has just been so damn good. Between the tag title tournament, the Dark Order really showing us that they are a legit tag team.
And it's sad because their gimmick is not getting over.
That's true. Yeah, it's not for everyone, but they're still a legit ass tag team that I would put up there in the same breath as guys like the Lucha Brothers or the Young Bucks or Private Party or what. Then of course we had Joey Janela showing everyone why he deserves to be on All Elite. He's not just a hardcore guy. He got in the ring and had a 10+ minute match with Kenny friggin' Omega.
You know, people say it should have gone, shorter. I know V1 was not exactly a fan of the length of the match, and didn't think it was that. But here's the thing: you're still trying to build up some fans here. You're trying to build up some stars here, not just the big stars. What about the stars of tomorrow? And so you got to show that they're not just hardcore guys. And in case of Joey Janela, that was a good match.
Very good match. Of course, that excellent promo between Cody and the Inner Circle. Awesome stuff.
Yes.
I know I'm forgetting somebody, but I try to get through it. Finn Balor's heel turn.
Delicious.
Delicious. JD from NY for that picture that I shared on my Twitter and on my Facebook of Seth Rollins in clown makeup, and because he has a new slogan now. It's called "Burn It Down, Seth Rollins is a clown," which is so true.
Burn it down, Seth the Clown, for 4 p.m. after school hours on KBBL.
Very. And finally, Crimson Rogue for getting that silver subscribe button. Yep, this week.
Hey, good for him.
He cracked 100,000 subscribers. I subbed to him when he only had like 4K, and I never looked back. I consider him a good friend. He was kind enough to participate in many of my Annihilation tournaments. He bought my book, even though I offered to buy to let him review my book. I offered to say, let me buy you a copy of my book so you can review. And he just posted a picture of him holding up my book. He says, "Too late," and that made my year. And now to see him blow up as much as he did, and nothing but respect for you, Mr. Crimson Rogue. And I bought his book. Good book. Those are my winners.
Well, AAW for that excellent show, despite the fact that they won under 1 million, there's a lot of things that can happen with that. But I suspect they'll go over 1 million next week. They had an excellent show to boot there. Raw's multi-seg matches, other than, of course, Seth Rollins versus Humberto Carrillo. Even then, Humberto was no slouch in there. Sad about that promo. He almost topped or bottomed the Lucha Things promo from
Kalisto.
Thank you. I almost forgot his fucking name. I thought it was Lindsay Dorado who said that. No, it's Kalisto. He almost out Lucha Things, the Lucha Things promo, and that's bad. But he picked it up better with the match. It's just a bummer that he had to be paired up with Seth Rollins that night. Though, when you think about booking wise, first match against the Universal Champion to build up the new guy, Smart move on paper. Nice. But all the other any matches that had a commercial break in between them were good on Raw. I will tell you that right now. And of course, Finn fucking Balor, that heel turn. That heel turn. Enough said there. Excuse me, carbonation there. Now, Shin, you've been doing some YouTube videos as of late, haven't you? Or no, you've been taking a break.
No, I'm still doing them. I just figured out a schedule, and my schedule is expect a new Warmer Hordes lore profile video every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m., which is the best time for me to post.
And the big one, interested in the big one on next Thursday, the 31st, you're live streaming something.
Yes, I am. Since next Thursday is going to be ass. For a lot of reasons, I just decided, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to read my entire book, New World, for my stream because I know there's a lot of people, including yourself, Matty, who bought the book but just don't have the time to read it. So I figured, hey, what better way to experience my book than having me read it to you?
My friend, if I didn't have the recap, I'd be joining in that chat. You have no idea.
I'll probably be doing it all day. I'm not sure yet. So I will try to do that. So Halloween, my channel, Maxicorn on YouTube. Fair enough. Also, you can hook me up on Sorry, you can catch me on the Twitter hashtag Captain Luffy. It's on screen right now.
Yep. And
if you still haven't bought a copy, New World on Amazon.com. Just look for my name and New World. You'll find it. Ebook is now $7.99. Physical copy $17.99. So, and if you buy the physical copy, you can get the ebook version for 99 cents.
That's a fucking deal, everybody. That being said, T-Dub's working on videos. You can check his YouTube, his youtube.com/TWK reviews. And if you want his newest video coming up a little sooner than usual, you can check up on his Patreon, patreon.com/TWK reviews. Of course, I got my tip jar PayPal, that I mean, /MattyJ316. Of course, you just heard the plug. His book is available on New World by Greg Haynes. It is available on the Amazon and all that good stuff. T-shirts available, streamlabs.com/RVT Entertainment /merch. Mugs, tote bags for a limited time. They're still available until supplies last. And of course, you can follow me on Twitter at MattyJ316. Of course, TWK at TWK Official. Of course, as Shin Tiger points out, at Captain Luffy. Emails go to the WrestleCast@gmail.com. And that's pretty much it. We thank you very much for tuning in. Hey, thanks again, man. Much appreciated.
Glad.
Yeah. But that'll do it, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Shin Tiger Curl.
We've got tickets! We've got tickets!
We got tickets! Buy the shirt! We had tickets to buy the shirt. I'm Matty Jay, reminding you to help professional wrestling support your independent promotion as soon as possible. T-Dub will be back here next week, I promise. He promises. And also, he tells you to work your gimmick. Have a good one, have a safe one. We'll talk to you next week. Bye, everybody. Frickin' bye.